Let's get to work. Y'all know what it is. It's your man Mario inside of the Random Select podcast. Y'all know it's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk. That podcast that lets you know that talk can be turned all the way up. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me as usual, as you guys do all the time. I appreciate it. It's one of them type of things where you guys just don't know how therapeutic it is hanging out with you guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I appreciate that as well. Y'all know it's that year, you know what I mean? That I don't know if 2020 is a throwaway year, because you got to be happy that you're still here, even though a lot of people are not. It's already been a horrible year. Then now you stack on top of that the holidays, where people start to go through that natural depression and get those I'm tired of being alone blues anyway, you know what I mean? So 2020 has been really crazy, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit throughout the show. But just want to let you guys know, don't forget, whatever you do, to follow us out there in them streets. You know what I mean? We out there everywhere. Social media is that. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere that you choose to listen your podcast you can find the Random Select. So if you see us out there in the streets, don't forget to holler, like, subscribe, share, let somebody else know that we out here putting in that work in these streets. And just want to let you know that, sometimes y'all think that we don't appreciate y'all, but we do, you know what I mean? We really, really do. At least I do. So I can't speak for nobody else, but I really appreciate you guys taking the time out your busy day to listen to it. Even if it's just a little snippet, I appreciate it, because you got so many other choices out there, and I appreciate the time that you give to me. So don't forget, go to therandomselect.com as well. I'm getting the podcast up there as quick as I possibly can. I'm trying to make sure I get a video versions of all the podcasts. The latest episode that's up there, you got the one you could download and listen to when you're just out and about. And for your visual people, there's a visual version up there as well. And I just want to say thank you guys for all of that. You are beautiful. You are blessed, and your man always feel like as long as I'm riding with y'all, I can't go wrong, you know what I mean? So all right, let's get into it. Y'all know 2020 has been that year where a lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people lost their lives, the coronavirus, COVID-19. It's just that it has had so much of an impact on all type of industries. A lot of restaurants closed up, even Coca-Cola firing people, restaurants, when you go there, they don't have certain things on the menus because they claim that the trucks haven't delivered and things like that. It's been a domino effect all the way around, and I must premise all of this by saying that a lot of these companies was waiting for excuses to close down anyway. The COVID-19 just gave them some excuses. A lot of companies were waiting to restructure, to cut out some of the numbers in their workforce anyway, and COVID-19 was just a really, really convenient way for them to do that. Now some companies really did get hit hard, but then you had the people with the triple P loans, and a lot of people that really didn't deserve the loans, like these mega churches, some of the, the professional sports team, and all these people who could recoup their money back in a little time, got the money before the little small businesses that needed that money. And that's another podcast, another subject for another time. But I'm just talking about the whole spirit of Christmas and all of that. It's just that 2020 put you in a position to make you truly realize what matters. And going out buying a lot of things and material stuff don't matter. Sometimes you have to be appreciative of the people that you have in your life, because sometimes life is fleeting, people. You just don't understand, like UGK say, one day you're here, baby, and then you're gone. One day you here and then you're gone. You know what I mean? Sorry for butchering that, UGK. Sorry about that. But you guys get the point. You have to cherish the people that you're around, the people that you consider in your corner, and the people who corner you're in, because not everybody are always going to have your best interest in mind. Not everybody's going to have your back. Not everybody's going to want to watch you eat. when they ain't really eating. Some people find it hard to support you when they see you doing good and they struggling. They don't want no part of that, because real true down people, down friends, down family members, no matter how bad they doing, they happy for you. Then if you good and you see they doing bad, but they trying, you trying to make sure that you might not be able to fill their plate up, but you gonna make sure they got something on the plate, you know what I'm saying, so they won't completely be hungry. So it takes a very special type of person, a loyal person, to be happy for you, watching you eat while they not eating. You know what I mean? And that's because as humans, our natural nature, as I tell you guys all the time, is to take care of ourselves. Your natural nature is to survive. Your natural nature is to do for you first. It's that rare person that could do for other people first and not worry about if it's like the boomerang is coming back for them. Some people don't worry about that, but that's that person right there is in the minority. That person is what we call the anomaly to the rule, because most people are selfish bastards and they take care of themselves first. And that's just the way it is. I'm not saying anything is wrong with anybody for being that way, but inherently my experience in my life teaches me that that's just the way right out the womb people are inherently wired and built, except for that few I just talked about, except for that few that I just named, and 2020 is that year where I think it is teaching all of us to put our priorities back in perspective. Now, instead of worrying about going out getting somebody a PlayStation 5, going out getting them some AirPods, Beats, headphones, or laptops and stuff, let's just be grateful that we got those people around in our lives, because so many people have lost their lives due to COVID and due to complications from COVID. I had 2 positive tests in my house, and I'm telling y'all, it's a real thing. Please wear your damn mask. If you don't care about you, care about the next person. Even though I just told you that inherently you're built to care about yourself. So if you inherently built to care about yourself, you better start taking this shit for real, and you better start taking this shit serious, because people are dying. The numbers are going back up, even though they said, that most people, are trying to stay at home, which is not true. Because in the area I live in, every time you go out, you see plenty of people out with no masks on, plenty of people out doing themselves. People still trying to put on festivals, still trying to do things. And you're like, I'm sorry, is it me, or are we so hell bent on people not telling us what to do that you willing to sacrifice your personal safety, your personal being, just because you don't want anybody telling you what to do? And it's not like nobody's telling you to not celebrate on your property, not do something with your own land, not do something with something that you spent your hard earned money to buy. They're telling you something that potentially could save your life and other people's lives and cut the number down of this, and you consider that as an infringement upon your Second Amendment rights. I'm not getting it, people. I'm not understanding how is that an infringement upon your Second Amendment rights. Don't your life trump Second Amendment right? Excuse me. Aren't you living is just a little bit more important than somebody just the essence of you worrying about what somebody's trying to tell you to do, what you can and can't do? What they're telling you is something that could potentially save your life, but you're so pig-headed, you're so stubborn, you're so hell-bent on nobody not telling you what to do that your life don't matter. All you care about is just somebody telling you that you should wear a mask and you feel like you shouldn't. And you got healthcare professionals running around telling you, I work in the healthcare field and corona is fake. But you got frontline people watching people die every day of corona, watching people go on ventilators. Now you got people coming back saying that corona potentially causes ED, erectile dysfunction, one of the after effects of it. Now, if not wearing your mask didn't appeal to you before this came out, now that somebody's telling you that it could potentially cause erectile dysfunction, ED, if you don't need more incentive to put on your goddamn mask at this point, then you might need to be considered mentally challenged. You might need to be evaluated, because if you can't understand it from that point of view, you can't put it in perspective from those terms, then you, my friend, have a problem. Yes, you, my friend, you have a problem. So, my son, he tested positive for COVID, right? And 2 weeks after he's been cleared to go back to school and resume all his normal activities, he's still saying he's having trouble smelling things. He's still saying he's having trouble tasting food. Food don't taste right to him. And I'm trying to tell y'all say, oh, this is no more than a common flu. It's no more than this. I've had the flu a couple times in my life, and when I was done with the flu, I was done with the flu. Everything went back to normal. I didn't have problems still smelling. I didn't have problems still tasting. So it's not the fucking flu. So stop saying that. Watching people go through these body chills, watching people be to the point where they're so sick where it even fucking scares you is not the flu. So 2020 has been a lot of things, but people, why can't we just wear our masks and let's just see if we could make some impact in some of the numbers? Let's just wear our masks. Let's just try our best to only go places that are necessary. And I know a lot of you guys can't sit down somewhere. I know a lot of you guys got cabin fever. But when I was coming up, when you were doing stuff and your mama, used to say stuff to you, just say, boy, you better sit your ass down somewhere. Well, I'm just telling y'all, people, some of y'all need to take that theory. You better sit your ass down somewhere, because the life you save just might be your own. Think about that. The life you save just might be your own. And for all you people who feel that your rights are being violated, think about all the civil rights people that came up, fighting for civil rights when they had dogs and stuff turned on them, water hoses turned on them. They was beaten and hanged because they wanted to vote, beaten and hanged because they just wanted to get something to eat and didn't want to go through the back door, didn't want to go to the back of the bus. Those are your rights being violated. Asking you to save your life or potentially save somebody else's life by putting on a mask is not a violation of your rights. People have had their rights violated. This ain't one of them people. All right, we're gonna leave that right there. We're gonna move on to just a different thing, different topic. This is the Random Select, where we may randomly go all over the place. We select a topic, then we just randomly just go, So I saw something on, I think it was Instagram, and I think the caption was something like, what you allow is what will continue. Simple, but poignant and powerful. What you allow will continue. And that's just one of those things that I agree with wholeheartedly. What you allow will continue. And there's no questions about it. Because we say we want better lives, better jobs, better houses, better cars, better schools, better communities, better education, better relationships, all that stuff, right? But a lot of times we aren't willing to put in that work to make sure that those things happen, right? Like, I'll give you an example. We'll say stuff like people don't care about our community when you say somebody stay in an apartment complex and you see trash all over the place, and then we'll say, well, they don't care about our community. And who is this proverbial they? Because if everybody in the community for once stopped throwing trash on the ground, you wouldn't have that. And two, if you did get out and find one or two people that say, hey, today we're going to make a neighborhood cleanup day, and get out and do it. We all sit around and we wait for other people to do things for an area that you live in. You don't need anybody else to spearhead cleanup days. You don't need anybody else to spearhead, hey, look, all of the adults are going to get out today. If you say it's not safe for the children to come out and play on the playgrounds and things like that. we don't have to spearhead anybody to get out there and say, all the adults today, we getting out and we gonna all sit out here and we gonna watch the kids play, so we can make sure that each and every one of these kids get back home safe. We gonna, maybe having them snacks or whatnot, and it doesn't cost anything to make sure that happens. But we got this mythical they. You know what I mean? We got this mythical they, allow this. They don't let us do this. They doing this to us. They. Who the fuck is they? And as long as you allow certain things will continue to happen. What you allow is what will continue. If you allow the kids and whoever to keep throwing trash and stuff on the ground, it will continue. If you allow, people to continue to sell drugs and be out in your apartment complex late at night, without anybody saying anything, without anybody even willing to call the police just to at least make a move, it will continue. If you as a person keep saying that you want a better relationship, you want a better person, but you keep allowing this person to do you wrong, keep allowing this person to lie on you and cheat on you, it will continue. If you're the type of person that said you want a better job, but you never fill out any applications because you say you can't ever find the time, you too tired when you get home from the job that you say you hate, too tired to look for another job, to make excuses, that job too far across town, but you bitch and you complain and you moan about the job that you got. So if you allow yourself to continue to feel tired, if you allow yourself to continue to make excuses, what you allow, it will continue. If you're that type of person to say, I need to go back to school, I need to further my education so I could do better, but you keep allowing everything in the world to keep you from that goal. You keep allowing your friends to keep telling you that you're too old to go back to school. Girl, what you gonna do? Dude, you going back to school? You too old. Keep allowing your family members saying, you were never good in school from the get-go, so why you want to go back to school? If you keep allowing that negative type of attitude into your life, it will continue. What you allow is what will continue. No questions asked, no doubt. So that's pretty much what I want to say, is that we do things that we constantly are expecting different outcomes, but we're not putting any work towards it. We do things where we keep telling everybody, boy, when I get on, boy, when I flip this, if I could just find that man who, can come in and take care of me, and we say stuff like that. And I always have this thing where it makes me mad when I hear women say, I'm just waiting for a dude to come in and, take over, take care of me and take some of this burden off me. Y'all be acting like dudes with stacks on stacks with plenty of money is sitting around praying to God that I could find me a broke woman. Lord, please, just let me stroll through the hood today in my big body Benz and find me a broke woman. Please, Lord, that's what I just been looking for. Jeeves, prepare the Beamer, Jeeves, so I can head to the hood to find me a broke woman. Are you on that proverbial search again, sir? Yes, Jeeves, it's been hard. I know she's out there praying for me, but I just can't seem to find her. If you keep praying that some dude will come in, swoop you off your feet like Captain Saberhole and save the day, then you gonna forever be there waiting to be swooped up. Because what you allow is what will continue. I just don't understand why we don't have that ambition to say, I got to get up off my ass, get something, and make it happen for myself. You know what I mean? We always sitting around waiting for somebody to drop something in our lap. When people get on, when your friends get on, we don't ever support them, right? You got that few people in your hole. You can have 600 people on Facebook that's friends. Only maybe 30 or 40 support you, like your stuff, share, do anything like that. Because no matter what you do, no matter how you see yourself, or no matter what type of strides you've making, they just still see you as Mario, the person you grow up with. They can't see you as nothing more, you know, and it takes a special person, once again, as I said earlier, to try to, it takes a special person to be starving and support you while you eat. Because everybody who starving always gonna feel like you should be breaking them off some crumbs. You should be doing stuff for them, even though that they're not in your inner circle, even though they don't know we're not around you, but because they going through shit, they feel like they can't just drop a like, they feel like they can't drop a share. Because I've heard people say this to me: why you, how you get to this point? You know, you still got that little podcast, you still, you know, doing this, you know, what does it take? How much you get paid? Everybody want to know how much the fuck you get paid. Don't worry about what I'm getting paid. Should you take that same energy, that same focus, that same drive, and focus on what you getting paid? But because you don't take that energy and put it towards your own life, your own struggles, your own positivity, you're wallowing in other people's stuff, because a lot of things you let continue, and it continues to happen because you allow it. A bunch of automatic negative thoughts is what they call ants. Automatic negative thoughts is what a lot of people experience, and it will continue because you allow it. Sometimes you got to tell yourself, when that hateful, that jealous, spiteful feeling coming to you, sometimes you got to fight it, and you got to say, you know what? No, not today. I'm gonna be happy for this person, no matter what's going on in my life. Just because my life is shitty right now don't mean I have to take that same shit and smear it over somebody else. But we ain't built like that. We feel if we feeling it, we got to make everybody else feel it too, instead of taking that same energy that you're trying to make everybody else feel it with. Take that same energy and figure out, how do I rise above what the fuck I'm going through right now? But we don't. Because misery loves company. What you allow is what will continue. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true when you break everything back down to its essence. Break everything back down to just the basic human anatomy, just human philosophy, human functions. It's true. If you keep allowing a person to slap you every time they walk past you, they're gonna think it's cool, and they're gonna keep on slapping you. But at some point, if they walk past you and you catch their hand and then you slap their ass back, I promise you, the next day they walk past you, even if they try to slap you again, they'll be on guard for the fact that you caught their hand and you potentially might slap their ass back. And most of the time, it just stops that type of behavior altogether, because you didn't allow it anymore. You can't keep saying you want a good man, but the same man you got is the man that's not a good man, that's treating you all horrible, and you keep allowing it. That's why it continues. So I just wanted to say that 2020 has been one of the messed up years, and a lot of things happen to us and we just blame everybody else. But the truth of the matter is, it happens because we allow it. And sometimes we don't understand the rut that we're in, you know? We don't get it. We don't understand that sometimes we are the master of our own fate. Now, sometimes, yes, some messed up things can happen where people just do dumb stuff, and it brings a lot of negative energy into your life, into your universe, and inside your world. I'm not ignorant of that fact, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that sometimes when we do stuff on our own, but then we want to blame other people as to why things is not going right, you know? But sometimes it's just simple. It's because you allowing it. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, if you got a house and you got a neighbor and they dog keep crapping on your lawn and you never ever say nothing. So they keep doing it because they think it's cool, until you go out there and you snap on their ass one day. And it has to happen, but you have to let somebody know how you feeling. You have to let somebody know that this is not cool. And the same thing for your life. You have to change things up. You have to let yourself know that going in this same old dead-end job rut is not cool. Being in this same dead-end relationship that you keep saying, I wish I had another person in my life, is not cool. You know, saying that you want to stand in this same old busted ass neighborhood where they refuse to do anything about the community, even though you've tried, is not cool. What you allow will continue. That's all I gotta say about that, man. I'm just saying 2020 is one of those, it's that year where it has really tried you. It has really made you, it has either made you or broke you. It either has made you understand how much resolve as a human being you got, or it has made you realize that sometimes so much shit get piled up on your plate that you can't handle it all. It starts to overflow. So much stuff get put up on your shoulders that it makes you fall to your knees. You cave under the weight. And then for some people, it lets you know when stuff get put on your shoulder, it makes you stand up strong, and it makes you realize you didn't even know you can handle this much weight on you. But you did. So here's looking forward to 2021. Here's looking forward that maybe that something changes for everybody. Maybe that this vaccine that they claim that's supposed to be readily available soon can get us back to a point where we can get back to some sort of normalcy. But here's the thing, none that we've seen where life could go when we are careless and we don't do what we're supposed to do. It should be not a such thing as getting back to normal, because that normal sucked. That normal of us being just not washing our hands, or not being nice to each other, or not understanding how to treat each other. Let's not go back to business as usual, because that's how we ended up where we at right now. How about we be a little bit more mindful of the things that we do, be a little bit more mindful of the people that we hang around, be a little bit more mindful of the risks that we take. Because if we go back to business as usual, all it's just going to do is put us right back inside of where we at. But the question I got for you guys is, when the vaccine becomes available, are you gonna take it? Or are you gonna be that type of person that say, no, I don't trust the government, I don't trust these pharmaceutical companies, I don't want nothing that they gotta inject into my veins? Now, if you're gonna go with that argument, I don't know. I could definitely see both sides of the coin. I'm not a big fan of ever since the Tuskegee incident, ever since a couple of years ago, they did the placebo with the flu shots, giving people sugar water and shit like that. It makes you wonder, if I ain't got COVID, then you like, I did what I had to do to avoid it. It's hard to trust people when it comes to vaccines and stuff, because just as sure as Peachtree go to Buckhead, those vaccines are going to have side effects, and it's going to affect everybody differently. And are you willing and able, and are you ready to handle that? So I'm very interested to know, when the vaccine do come available, will you guys be taking it? I mean, I want to know, because I'm on the fence with that one. That's the one I could truly say I'm on the fence about. I don't know if I'll be taking that vaccine. It'll be very interesting to see. All right, people, I'm going to leave it right there. I want to thank you for hanging out with your man Mario in the first part of the show. You really always surprise me. You really always put a smile on my face and make me say, you know what, I like talking to these people. I like hanging out with them, So coming up next, we're going to talk about Christmas and all that jazz and everything else. Y'all keep it locked right here. All right, this is your man Mario right here on the Random Select Podcast, baby. All right, guys, we are back. Thank you for hanging out with your man Mario inside of the Random Select Podcast. Y'all know it's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk. It's also the podcast that lets you know that talk can be turned all the way up. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Y'all know I do. It ain't even a question of it. It ain't even something that you have to go on record and ask about, because you know that your boy do care. You know what I mean? So you ain't even got to worry about that. We got it right here. Keep it locked. So I just want to tell you guys that 2020, as I said in the first part of the show, is it's a crazy time, but we got to do what we got to do to maintain and keep it going. You know what I mean? So Don't forget to go to therandomselect.com. It is always there. It is, I'm trying to get the episodes up there as quickly as I possibly can. You could download it. You could catch video versions of the podcast. I'm definitely starting to get that there. Don't forget to go to YouTube if you want to, help a brother out and go there as well. We're there, and we're always everywhere that podcast is at. You know what I mean? We out there in them streets, I know I know it's a busy time for everybody. You got so many choices of other things that you could be watching, things that you could be tuning into. But I thank you guys for hanging out with me and tuning in to the Random Select podcast. So don't forget, we out there in them digital streets as well. Also, we're everywhere that you like to get your podcast. There's not a place that I can think of that's relatively, known that you can't get your podcast, So, if we are going to recap what's going on in the show real quick. The first part of the show, I just talked about how what you allow will continue. And we just talked about how everybody has all these amazing things in their life that they would like to change, or all these amazing things in their life they would like to accomplish. But we don't put real true change towards it to make it all happen. So for the most part, it's kind of like wishful thinking at a to a degree. We don't really put our full everything into it. But then when stuff happens, we want to complain to everybody, you know what I mean, and say that, oh, this didn't happen because so and so did this. When a lot of times it's not so and so. It's just that you allow certain things to happen. That's why I continue, and that's pretty much what we talked about. In this part of the show, I want to talk about, the Christmas holiday, and this that time of the year where people get lonely, where people start to feel like they miss their loved ones, all the fallen angels that we've lost in the past, especially all the ones that we lost in 2020, and for me, it's really personal because this that time of the year where my mom, loved Christmas. She loved this time of the year, and sometimes it's hard to talk about. Sometimes it's hard to deal with, but I know, she's out there, and I know that, she's one day we will meet again, and I swear by this, I swear by the old gods and the new that I would do my best in the afterlife to try to find you. And I know some of you people don't believe in the afterlife, but sometimes the afterlife is the only thing you really got to hold on to bring you that peace and that comfort to know that one day we will see each other again. One day I will be able to feel your embrace, and I hope it's as warm and inviting as I remember, So sometimes it's not about whether it's true or not. It's literally that bridge, that thing that brings you comfort to get you to the point where you can carry on. Because some people are so instrumental in your life that them not being there makes it truly difficult to be in this world. Even though you probably say to yourself at some point, you make peace with the fact that they're not going to be there. But when you lose people way too early and way too soon, it just never crossed your mind that the potential for them not to be in your life is there. Now, if your parents or somebody you love lived to be 80, then you say, okay, they lived, they had a good life, they had a long run, and it's not so damning as to lose somebody while they're in their 50s, because cancer, coronavirus, just dumb, senseless violence, and just all type of stuff, diabetes, heart attacks, strokes, all the things that seem to affect our black community seems to take people that we know, we love, we care about, we trust way too soon. And the thing that scares you about all of that is you start to think about your own mortality. You start to think that, wow, my mom died at a certain age. My dad just recently died. Because for me, my dad just recently died, about a month ago. My mom, she been dead for about a decade now, and to me, it's still fresh, especially this time of the year when you're thinking about it. It's fresh. It's hard to get over that hump. As soon as you hear a song or you hear something that reminds you of her, then you back down that proverbial rabbit hole that got you feeling some type of way about your mama. Because I tell you guys, I said this 1,000 times, at least 1,000 times, 1,000 times, 1,000 times on this podcast, that ever since the day my mom left this world, it just doesn't seem the same. It just doesn't seem as bright as it once was. The snap that the world had just isn't there. And it's true that the people that you love, sometimes when they go, you didn't realize how much of a part of your life force that they were. And then when they pass on, they take a little piece of your life force with you. That doesn't mean that you're going to stop doing what you got to do. That doesn't mean that you're not going to keep pressing forward and moving on, and that doesn't mean you're going to neglect your responsibilities. But it is a noticeable difference that when they're gone, things are just not the same. And I know you have your good days and you have your bad days where you feel like, okay, today is a good day, and you don't think about certain things, and then sometimes people be gone so long that you tend to can't remember their voice. You tend to can't see their face, and then you starting to think, is something wrong with me that I can't remember what my mom looked like? Is there something wrong with me that I can't remember my mom's words, And that's what some people go through. I don't go through that because I can remember my mom talking to me about a lot of things. I can remember my mom's face, and I can remember when she dancing, and she doing what they used to call the May Ran. It was her own little damn dance that she did, but she swore she did it to death. And, even though my mom was named Mary Ann in the hood, they got a way of saying names and words different. Her name was May Ran, May Ran, Mayran, May Ran, but it's these times of the year where I don't care how big and strong and how much of a rock or how cold of a person you think you are, it's these times that make you realize that you still human, because you miss your loved ones. You miss the being able to call, say, what y'all doing for Christmas, or what you cooking, mom, or who's coming over. It's all that rigmarole you don't even remotely think about till it get to this time of the year. I think about my mom 3 distinct times of the year. This month in December, because she loved Christmas. Next month in January, because her birthday is in the same month as mine. I have mine on the 19th. She has her on the 24th, and then on Mother's Day. Those are the 3 very strong, distinct days that I get all these type of feelings rushing back when I think about my mom. And sometimes when you look at how life is going, how life has treated you, and you just miss her counsel. And I consider myself to be a wise person. Consider myself to be the type of person that, for the most part, I make good decisions. But it was something about being able to bounce things off your mom, that she always knew what to say. She always knew the right thing to say, even though my mom couldn't do half the technology in today's world, and probably couldn't counsel me on anything that was electronic. But she was damn good at counseling me on life matters, on life issues, helping me try to fit the right pieces of my life puzzle together so they all made sense. And ever since she's not around, there's been a few things in my life that I wish I could call on her upon, because it didn't make sense, and I talk to her more than a little bit, when things don't go right, or when I'm at a crossroads in my life. I always say, all right, Mom, show me a sign, guide me, send me some way, tell me what to do, give me something that'll help me go in the right direction. And I don't know if it's ever answered. Sometimes I feel like it is, sometimes I could feel like this funny energy aura around me, about me, and I always just attribute it to it being my mom, because before my dad passed, who else could it be? I just always felt like, since I was the only child, even on that other side, my mom is fighting tooth and nail trying to find some way to connect with me. I believe that. I need to believe that. I got to believe that some way, somehow, that she is making some type of attempt to connect with me, and I got to do my part over here and try to connect with her by living right, doing the right things, and paying attention to the signs. When I'm going throughout my day, I don't even know what it means, and I looked up certain things. I look at the clock several times a day to see what time it is. And I keep coming up with the same thing. It's 11 at the end of each time. I look at the clock in the morning, it's 9:11. Look at it at noon, it's 12:11. Then I look at it around the afternoon, 3:11. Look at it again further in the evening, it's 7:11. It's 11 always following the time. And I'm wondering what that means. It's not a coincidence. It's been happening for 2 or 3 years now, and I just assumed that it's my mom. And I looked up what it means when you constantly see the number 11. It says that your guardian angel is trying to reach out and trying to look over you. And I'm trying to tell y'all, that is not a coincidence. That is something that I know for sure, that I could feel this energy, this aura. And I know y'all saying Mario going off on one of them crazy, wild rants and the way he just spewing nonsense. But I'm telling you, I'm not saying that that's the way you feel about things. I'm not saying that this works for everybody. I'm just telling you what has happened to me, and in my heart, what I believe. You know what I mean? I truly believe that this is happening. So, and I think that's nothing nobody could tell me. You know what I mean? I really believe that this is happening. So, it's the holidays, and this is those times where you feel like I don't know, it's something about the holidays where your soul and your spirit just don't want to be alone. Your soul and your spirit just feel like it needs to have company, it usually, if people come by and, if somebody that you normally wouldn't deal with, whether you're a man or you're a woman, and for some reason you would never call them to hang out, but tonight you just got that, it's that time of the season when you just got overwhelming feeling where you just, like, you be like, call up a girl and like, baby, I'm gonna just be honest with you, I don't want to be alone tonight. You just saying that. And this that time of the season where you just feel like you just want to maybe, get a fire going, curl up on the couch, listen to some Christmas music or some slow music, or watch some Netflix, and you just want somebody there. Want to be up under somebody. Just want somebody to be up under you. Because it's that time where you truly feel, if at no other time, that friends and family and fellowship and congregating is one of those things that we should be doing right now. But unfortunately, a lot of us are loners. A lot of us are by ourselves. A lot of us just don't have people that we mess with on that type of level anymore. A lot of us have resided ourselves to being alone. And I'm here to tell you that I feel you. It sucks. It's one of those type of situations where you want to be with somebody, but in today's world, who can you trust? In today's world, how many people out there that really hasn't betrayed you or put the knife in your back? You know what I mean? Sometimes when you watching other people's back, they put knives in yours, So it's a catch-22. You don't want to be alone, but there's nobody you could trust to place your heart in their hand, to place your soul in their care. So, it brings you back to that song, What Do the Lonely Do at Christmas Time? Every time I hear that song, I'm telling you, I love the song, but just what it represents, just the words and how it make you feel, it's a sad ass song, especially if you done had a drink or two and you got a little something in you, that shit might make you start crying. What do they do? What do they do at Christmas time? So, and I love Christmas music, James Brown, Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto. I love what is it? Boys to Men, Brian McKnight, Let It Snow. I just Temptations, just all those, Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas, all that stuff. I love it. It puts you in the mood, and then after you get past that initial bob in your head and, oh man, that's my jam, then that somber reality kind of slowly creeps over you, like somebody is just putting a veil of depression and darkness and loneliness over you. It slowly creeps in, and then the real authentic subconscious memories start to creep back into your mind. And then, as it creep into your mind, it comes all the way off up into your soul and come past your lips, and all you can say is, damn, I miss them. Damn, I'm lonely. Damn, I wish I had somebody just to share this with. I wish I had somebody that I could give a Christmas present to, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, and they do the same. Because we'll give people Christmas present. We'll do Secret Santas and all of that trivial bullshit, for Christmas, because we feel we have to get people stuff for Christmas, because that's how we signify in America. That's how we've come to. That's the apex of Christmas, giving somebody a gift. But sometimes when you receive a gift or you give a gift, you want to know that gifts come from a great loving place. That gifts come from deep within the cockles of somebody's heart. That gift comes with just the thought that somebody was thinking of you. Somebody was thinking about you. Somebody just had you in mind. Like, I saw a meme on Instagram the other day, and they said that some people will, if they have the time, make time for you. If they have the time, they'll talk to you. And then they say some people will make time to talk to you. Can you recognize the difference? And I thought about that, and I was like, damn, that's kind of real profound. That's real to the point. Some people talk to you if they have time. Some people care about your opinions and just your aura and just want to be near you and just want to have opportunity to talk to you, that they will make time to talk to you. And it is a very, very indistinguishable, distinct difference. I should say a very distinguishable difference. I'm sorry. But sometimes we give people way too much time who are just talking to us. They have the time. And we neglect the people that actually made time to talk to us. And I tell you guys all the time, we as a society are just not trained in matters of the heart anymore. We would see so much dysfunction, so many things that truly fall up under the dysfunctional banner, and we will call it love, because at its core, we are just not trained to see love and understand and feel love in traditional ways anymore. Love has metamorphed into something that if somebody from just 30 years ago came back, they died and they came back, and you tell them this is love, and you presented everything that these people do with each other, they'll be like, damn, this is what love considered in today's time? Because I tell you guys all the time, love and dysfunction might as well be twins. You have to really look hard to distinguish the two, because on the outside looking in, and you'll see somebody doing this for this person, or these two people interacting with each other for so long, you say they must really love each other, because on the outside, dysfunction looks like love, looks awfully like love. And I'm here to tell you that because I've been inside of dysfunction, where for some reason I couldn't stop fucking with her, she couldn't stop fucking with me, and it was just dysfunctional as hell. It was to the point where you say to yourself, you laying there, you're thinking consciously, God, I fucking hate her. And it's been times she said things to you where you realize that she hates your ass too. But it was something about her. We had an animal attraction to each other that was just unparalleled. But we know that can't last. A physical attraction, or animalistic attraction, something that's just purely lustful, is never going to be able to withstand the the constraints us withstand the test of time, because ultimately it wears down. Ultimately, you'll get used to that and you'll find somebody else that you feel like you're lusting for. Love, when it's really good, it withstands everything. And dysfunctional, when it's really dysfunctional, it will withstand a lot of shit too. It won't withstand everything that love does. But I'm telling you, dysfunction is running a close A. If love is 1, then dysfunction in today's world is 1A. They are awfully similar. And so during this time of the year, you have to not give in to the dysfunction and allow yourself to start hanging out with people you know is no good for you. You know ain't right, and you're doing it all because you might have a little seasonal depression. You might do it because you're feeling a little lonely. And I tell people all the time that, especially for women, and men do it too, loneliness makes us all make horrible, god-awful decisions because you're lonely. And you got that theory, well, it's better than not having nobody. Baby girl, it's not. You would not treat yourself this bad. You would not lie to yourself. Well, I don't know. We're getting very good as human beings at lying to ourselves. But you just, on a regular basis, I would hope you would not take yourself through the ringer the way that this person does. But we do it because we lonely. We do it because we feel that when you get invited to the Christmas parties, when you get invited over to your relatives and your friends' houses for a little eggnog, a little catnip, a little something, you are tired of being that person that shows up every year with nobody. You know, you're getting tired of that person. And sometimes when you're that person, it weighs on you. You know what I mean? It really does. It makes you feel like, I got to do something different. And then your something different makes you make mistakes. And I just want your 2020 to end on trying to be positive, trying to say that maybe I don't have what I need as far as people in my life right now, but I'm working towards it. And sometimes the truth of the matter is we got to work on ourselves. We got to be better with ourselves. We got to just understand that sometimes it's us, you know. So, but don't let yourself make dumb decisions or bad decisions because you don't have anybody. And sometimes when you're missing the person that, like your loved one, a mom, a parent, an auntie, or uncle, find somebody who got some tape of the person. Find somebody who got some film or something where you could just see them and hear them, and it reminds you of the type of spirit that they had. It reminds you. So find something where you could preferably see them smiling and remember them during a happier times, because you still here. So you have to carry on. And you got to believe, just like I need to believe. It's not that I got to believe. I need to believe that my mom is somewhere out there watching over me, because I'm still here. And I'm pretty sure she on the other side of that realm or wherever she may be, fighting to make sure I stay here until it's my time. You know, because a lot of y'all believe in that it's your time to be called home. I'm not a necessary big subscriber to that theory, but I got a feeling that sometimes people be working on the other side to try to make sure you get as much time here as you can. Even though they saying crossing the bridge, crossing over is a glorious thing. But sometimes is that what you need? Is that is the thing that gets you to where you need to be? You know? So find something that you can hold on to when you start missing that person. Find a moment where y'all had some good laughters and y'all had some good times, and then hopefully that'll bring a smile to your face and make you realize that it ain't all bad. Make you realize that, yes, you missing them for the moment, but that moment right there that you guys shared is enough to get me through. And just try to find something that person would be proud of that you're doing in your life, and you just do that to death. You know, I got 6 kids, and my mama seen them all except for my last child, And I just try to tell myself it's my job to make sure that I mention to him a lot about his grandma Mary Ann, because she would have loved him. She would have absolutely adored him, even though he bad as hell and gets on my last nerve. The last child always seems to be the worst. But I love him, and that's my boy. And that's my second son, and I'm going to always be there for him, no matter what. Even when he do wrong, I'm going to make sure that he know that he did wrong. I'll try to help him out as much as I can, because there's some things that you can't help your kids out of. But it's my job to try to steer him in the right direction, to make sure that he don't put himself in bad situation, as it is for me to make sure that I try to help steer my kids in all the right way. And sometimes I have my bad days, where I swear to God, she looking down on me and saying, I know damn well I raised you better than that, boo. But all I got to say to that is, Mom, I'm human. I make mistakes, Mom. I try to do best on a daily basis, but I'm human, because sometimes the wicked ways of man get to you, Mama. And the wicked ways of the flesh get to you, Mama. You ought to know that better than anybody, Mama. You up there. They say God know your heart, and sometimes God make things that'll be so delectable and delicious to you, Mama, that you just can't resist. It's like taking a bite of a juicy peach. When you bite it, that juice just roll down your chin, and then you want to take your tongue and slap it up. Whoa! Okay, wait. Come back. I'm sorry about that, Mama. You know I mean good. But the bottom line I'm trying to make is that we all human. We're going to go through our trials and our tribulations. We're going to go through our ups and our downs. And we're going to have moments where we miss the people that we love. But through it all, we got to keep pushing on. We have had the most trying year in most people's lives in this world. Not just in this country. This has been the most trying year for a lot of people. And just to say you made it through 2020 is a testament to how strong you are. Keep it going. Stay strong, stand tall, and remember, you're not alone, even though most days it feels like it. Yeah, if y'all need to reach out and talk to me, DM me. Y'all know how to get at me. We out there on all type of social media platforms. DM me, and I'll be a shoulder. I got broad shoulders. See these shoulders right here? They broad. I'll help burden that load if you just need somebody to talk to, because I understand sometimes you just need somebody to just hear you. Not to offer they stupid ass opinions. Just need somebody to hear you. All right, with that being said, I'm going to leave that right there. I want to thank you guys for letting me rant, letting me do what I do. The show is halfway over. Y'all come on back for the third part of the show. We on the back nine of the show. You've been hanging out with your man Mario inside of the Random Select Podcast. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk. And I will catch you guys after the break. All right, guys, welcome back in from the break. You're hanging out with your man Mario inside of the Random Select Podcast. Y'all know what it is. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk right here on Beat Break 87 FM. It's also the podcast that lets you know that talk can be turned all the way up. So, just to recap real quick, the show is literally almost over. It's been a long ride, but it's been a good ride, because you got good people riding with you. Just want to let you know that we're out there in them digital streets. So if you see us out there, like, share, subscribe, comment, let somebody know that we're out there. DM us, do all that good stuff to let us know that you care about what's going on right here on the Random Select Podcast. Don't forget that we're everywhere that you like to get your podcast from, but we stream live every night, Monday through Friday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on TuneIn. And don't forget also to go to therandomselect.com. I'm trying to get the episodes up there as fast as I possibly can to make sure that you guys be able to get me on the go anytime you want me. Just click that download button. It'll bring you in. It'll bring you a podcast. And if you want to listen live, you can also go to therandomselect.com, click that listen live button. It'll bring you into the TuneIn feed live whenever the show is going on. So, just to do a quick recap of the show, the first part of the show, we just talked about what you allow, will continue, and we talk about all the good things that, all the things that you want in your life, all the stuff that you feel like you want a better job, you want better relationships, you want better friends, or you want to live in a better place, better community, things like that. But you allow certain things in your life to keep happening that for your outcome is not changing because you still is not right on the front end of it. What you allow will continue. I mean, it's just the bottom line. You keep allowing somebody to lie to you, cheat on you, and break your heart. If you don't put your foot down and say you're leaving or give them that ultimatum and you keep allowing it, it will continue. Second part of the show, we just talked about the holidays and how you miss your loved ones that are not here. For me, it's my mom. This was her time of the year. She just loved this time of the year, man, and it gets hard, man. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It gets hard not having her around, Everybody got those fallen angels, those fallen soldiers that they wish that was still here, but they're not, and it makes this time really hard because it's already it gets already hard that way because you have that seasonal depression for some people because they lonely this time of the year, and I say this always, no matter whether you're a man, woman, cat, dog, blue, green, no matter where you're from, what your background is, when you're lonely, it makes you make horrible decisions. When you're lonely, you tend to call those people up that you shouldn't be messing with. You tend to call those people up that ain't about shit, that you shouldn't be spending time with, but you do it because you just don't want to be alone. You know what I mean? So, and I say this all the time. Ever since my mama left this world, this earth died from out of her body, I swear the clouds just don't seem as fluffy as they used to seem. The sky just don't seem as blue. The sun just don't shine as bright. The bird's melody becomes kind of monotonous to me. I was always the type of person listen for a good song by a bird. Now I'm wishing like those birds shut the hell up. You know what I mean? So that's how much my mom meant to me. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys can understand and totally recognize where I'm coming from in that aspect. And then in 2020, we just talked about how this has been one of those hell of a years where a lot of good people lost their life due to COVID, due to all type of complications for COVID and other things. I lost my aunt and my father within a 2-week time span, so it's been real difficult for me, real difficult for the family. 2020, if we could, we'd just erase it or hit the restart button, because it's just, I don't know, man, it's been a really turbulent year. But the good thing about that turbulent year is that you're still here, you made it. So we just got to keep going, and hopefully we come out on the backside of this. And we also talked about the vaccine that they're developing. Are you down for it or are you not taking it? Which side of the fence you stand on? And I definitely understand both sides of the argument, to be honest with you. So right now I'm on the fence. I could definitely make an argument for why you should take it. I could definitely make a true, real case of why you shouldn't. And so that's what we pretty much talked about in the first 2 parts of the show. Like I said, the show is halfway over, and I got one thing I want to talk about in this part of the show. Well, maybe a couple of things, but definitely one thing for sure. I got this thing that I believe in, or I don't know if I want to say that I believe in, but it's a theory of mine that sometimes, I mean, under normal circumstances, what I'm about to say, you would just strictly call it murder, manslaughter, or homicide. But in my warped twisted brain in my mind, this is considered suicide by husband. Because there's some things in this world you can do that can make a man snap. And going into you doing that, you knew that he would snap. So which means you were tired of living anyway. So that's suicide by husband. I really believe that. You were tired of living anyway because you did this one particular thing that you knew. Once you do this one thing, he was going to snap, either do something real damaging to you, or or it was going to be like that thing where we used to, see on YouTube, run, give you one shot. He just going to point and he just going to point and you just better start running. You know what I mean? So it's this lady in Taiwan, her husband bought a PlayStation 5. Now, you know that you can't get them anywhere. They sold out everywhere. And if you were one of the lucky few people that got their hands on them, on one, it was almost like you hit the lottery. So he bought one. But because she had been complaining, saying that he had been playing video games too much, she backed him into a corner and forced him to lie to her. And when I say forced, I mean, that's how I see it. He probably just lied because that's just what he do. But in my brain, I'm saying he lied because she forced him into a corner because he felt some type of way, felt he had to justify why he bought the PlayStation 5. So, in the process of her saying what she said about he played too much, he came up with a lie and said that his PlayStation 5 was an air purifier. Now, if you look at the PlayStation 5, and when it comes to console design and game design, it looks like nothing that we've seen before when it comes to game design. So if you turn it up on its side, I mean, it could very well pass as an air purifier, I guess. But he lied to her. Now, a lot of you women and a lot of people out there, all you, tree hugging guys gonna be like, well, he should have never lied to her. But do you not understand cause and effect? He only lied because she painted him into a corner because she had started all this by saying you play too much video games. Now, to be fair, I don't know how much time he spent playing video games. He could be one of those type of guy that play video games 12, 16 hours a day, that doesn't take care of any of his responsibilities. Then, okay, well, bam, yeah, you got a problem there. But if he's the type of guy that's only playing maybe a couple hours a day, but still, paying his share of the bill, still helping you take care of the kids, still doing what he have to do as a spouse, as a companion, as a husband, as a father, then fine. Then we are allowed to blow off some steam. When you guys are sitting there watching reality shows and you listening to your girlfriend talk and stuff like that, that's your way of blowing off steam. When you're going out shopping and doing whatever you got to do, that's your way of saying that you need some you time, or that's the way that you cope with some of the ills and the pressures of the world, especially in 2020. Now, when we play video games, that's our way of dealing with stuff. It's especially for the people who don't smoke weed or don't train or don't smoke cigars or don't have no vice or anything else. That's their way of dealing with certain things, help relaxes them and calm their mind down. Everybody needs that. I used to say all the time, whatever it takes to keep you from killing somebody, I am down for. Because people don't understand just how close a lot of us come every day to that being the last day of our freedom. People don't understand just how close you come to just throwing your freedom away by whooping somebody's ass or pulling the pistol out and blowing somebody away. And I'm not saying any of that is good. I'm not condoning that at all. But I'm just telling y'all how close on a day in and day out basis we all are at no longer being a productive member of society. We be this close. It's not even up for debate. Y'all know, if you're being honest with yourself, you know what I'm saying. You this close every day from throwing away your freedom. So when we playing video games as men, at least you could say, I know where my man at. And I mean, I know that's a small consolation prize because your man should want to do right and want to be home and do all that stuff on his own without you being able to say, well, least I know where he at is a consolation prize. But the truth of the matter is, at least you know where he at. You know what I mean? So that's one. And two, we are allowed to try to have something outside of you. If we totally made you our everything, at some point that'll play out. At some point that'll get old. At some point we'll be like, it's getting stale. We got to find us something else. So, you know, we definitely have to make sure that as human beings, we have an outlet to do something other than what we normally do. Now, granted, he lied to her. I will not take that away. But what just happened? But in the process of him lying, she didn't have to sell that man PlayStation. So once she sold that man PlayStation, all bets were off. And that's in my book called Suicide by Husband. Because at that point, you know that had to be coming. At that point, you know, once that man came back through and he saw that his thing was sold, it was going to be hell to pay. And I just don't understand why, as women, and I understand. Well, let me not say I don't understand. I totally understand. You guys see that gaming console, that video game, as competition for your time, and it's okay. Just like sometimes we'll be jealous and we'll see when you guys watching those reality shows, watching Power, watching, you know, Love and Hip Hop, watching, I don't know, Lucius Lyon. I forgot the name of that show, but, you know, Empire. Yeah. When y'all are watching that and we do all type of little things to try to get your attention, it's the same difference. So I was gonna say I don't understand, but I do understand, because we got our own little way of being petty as shit too. You know, we do it. You know, let anything come across during that time where we feel we trying to get next to you, we trying to get close to you, and y'all know what type of close I'm talking about. Where we trying to, you know, ooh na 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 na, you know, and then anything that comes into play that stops that from happening, then we get pissed off. We be like, you'd rather do this than to hang out with me. You'd rather do this than whatever, you know. So I get it. But to sell that man PlayStation 5 when y'all know how we feel about that, to me, that is flat out, pure, unadulterated, unforgivable. I know it's just a game system, and I know everything logically inside of me as a man say that you shouldn't take this stance. You shouldn't be that way. You should be logical. You should be forgiving, because we could go out and cheat on them. They'll forgive us, right? She sell your PlayStation. As far as you concerned, she is dead to you. I'm talking about DEAAAADDD, dead. Because it's unforgivable. I mean, and anybody who you tell that, and you know, you go tell your friends, man, I did this and I tried to sell, you know, I mean, she sold my PlayStation 5. You be like, the friend will be like, so when's the funeral? You know, and why you still here? They ain't came and got you yet. You ain't locked up, because when stuff like that happen, you see red. You just come out you just come out this funk. You don't even know what happened. All you know is that when you wake up, all you see is the flashing lights of the police car. They putting you in the back seat. They reading you your rights, and then, you know, they asking you, do you know what day it is? Do you know what time it is? Or do you know your name? Because you done completely blacked out. And then you still don't know what happened, and you swear to yourself, I would never do nothing to my baby like that. It wasn't me. They got you all on surveillance, you know, got you all on camera, and in your mind you swear it was not you. It couldn't be you, until they say that it was found out that she stole your PlayStation 5. Yeah, I killed that bitch. Yes, I killed that. You know, it was it get brought back to you that she sold your PlayStation 5. Then that's when the truth gonna come at you, that you did it and you would gladly do it again. And the police will be like, yeah, well, we gotta lock you up, but we understand. So we gonna get into it. We're gonna play it real quick, and this is from a show that y'all should check out. And I apologize for not having the name of this show, but I just caught this clip and I thought it was just hilarious, that she did what she did, you know what I mean? So y'all check this out really quick, and it's funny on so many levels. It's funny. So let's see if we can get this all popped up here. Here we go. Let's try it.
So there's this guy in Taiwan who got his hands on a PS5.
Ooh.
First of all, you can't buy them anywhere right now. They were completely sold out. They're waitlisted, and the ones that you are finding online are going for like $1,800.
Yeah,
right?
they're like legit sold out. Like PlayStation, we don't have any.
Yeah. So this dude found one, bought it, and tried to pass it off as an air purifier in the house to his girlfriend. Now, if you haven't seen the PlayStation 5, it does actually kind of look like an air purifier. It's like tall tower. It's white. It's got the top of it is black, so it looks like it would rotate and, be like zzz. So for like a week, it's an air purifier, honey. It's an air purifier, honey. No, well, she did her homework, figured out it's a PS5, so she sold it.
All right. There you have it. She sold that man PlayStation 5. I don't know, this was really hard for me to do, you know what I mean? Because I just don't know how I would have reacted. I just don't know what I would have done, if that happened. Now, granted, like I said, like they said in the story, she, he lied and said it was an air purifier. I don't know how long he got away with that, but because she felt some type of way about him playing video games, that's why he ended up having to do something like that. And by y'all women forcing people into corners, that's why he did it, because he was forced into a corner and he had no other recourse but to lie to her about it. And that's a shame that man had to do that. You know what I mean? It's a shame that he had to be that way with her. You know what I mean? So I just pray that she didn't end up in the hospital, and I just pray she didn't end up dead. But those are the type of things that, those when relationships go wrong type shows are filmed. That's how you end up on Murder Thy Neighbor and all that type of stuff, Unsolved Mysteries and Forensic Files and all that type of shit. That's how these shows come about, because the shows they have to have content. They have to have stuff, and it be real stuff. It's not anything that people made up. And this is the beginnings of it. This is how these shows formulate, because people do stuff like this. It was a better way to solve this. It was some type of way to say, work out with him to say, hey, look, I'm gonna need you to maybe cut back on your video game playing by a few hours or whatnot. I'm pretty sure they could have come up with some type of agreement or something before she did this. So it's stuff like this that end up having you guys, having women get murdered by, suicide by husband. It's this type of stuff, period, point blank. And I don't know what else to say, you know what I'm saying, outside of that, because it's crazy as hell just to think that, you know what I mean? It is absolutely insane to think that something could go on like that, you know what I mean? But it did. It does. It happens, so here we be. Here we are. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about for that little first portion right there. That, ladies, if your husband is out there and he's doing something and you know where he at, he's not cheating on you, he's doing everything that he's supposed to do, and he's taking care of his responsibilities, don't do him that way. Just don't. I'm just saying, for his sake, and ultimately I'm definitely saying that for your sake as well. because even the best of men may snap in that situation. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, even the best of men may snap in that situation. So we're gonna leave that right there, and I'm gonna move on and talk about something else. Fellas, I'm talking to you guys. Do you think that as a man you could ever handle the hurt that you dish out to a woman? And this got me thinking. I heard I forgot who it was. I think it was Queen Najee or something like that, R&B singer. She was singing the song, you know, what if I did you to you? You know what I mean? And I got to thinking about it and thinking about back over my lifetime and say to myself, what if the women did to me what I did to them? You know what I mean? I got to thinking about that, and I said, I don't know. Could I handle that? If the woman did to me what I did to them, could I truly handle that? And I'm here to tell you that most of us cannot. I'm here to say that most men cannot handle that, because a lot of times it get chalked up to that's just us being us, a man being a man, right? And that's what it get chalked up to most of the time. Girl, you know he being a dog, and if a woman do you wrong, that's how you end up with murder, suicides, and stuff like that, right? That's literally how all that stuff comes across. And yeah, that's how that stuff comes across, literally. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I mean, we couldn't handle what the woman do to us. We just could not. I mean, on no level, on no, you know, on no level. I mean, let's just face it, on no level. And sometimes as men, we just don't get it. Sometimes we see the problem with it, to be for sure, is that we walk around with a certain confidence, right? That we're the man, we're the alpha male, and how dare she do that to me, you know? And a lot of times when we ask how dare she do that to me, that's the same shit you've been doing for the majority of your adult life since you bust your first nut, you know, since you had your first wet dream, depending on how you were raised and who told you, you know, who helped formulate your game and how to treat women. You've been trying to get notches on your belt, go from one thing to the next. But then when you feel like you want to settle down potentially and give your heart to somebody, and then they do that to you, all of a sudden, how could she? I've been a good man. But ask the women before you got to this point where you wanted to settle down, the bullshit that you put into their life, the heartache, the trauma, the stress, the dysfunctionality that you brought to their life. And then the kids watch you do that, and then it's another generation of people who feel like this is normal behavior. So I'm gonna go on record and say, no, we can't handle it at all. Once again, that's how you get the triple murder suicide type thing. I'm killing you, I'm killing him, I'm killing an innocent bystander who don't have anything to do with it. And because I'm too much of a coward to face the music, I'm a pussy ass nigga who can't face anything. I'm gonna put the pistol in my mouth or to my head and pull the trigger too. We all dying today, baby. So I hope that nut was worth it. We all dying today, you know, and that's how a lot of people deal with it. Not everybody, because obviously cheating and infidelity go on every day, all day long throughout the day, and not everybody handle it that way. But if most men could and didn't have to go to jail and could get away with it, I'm pretty sure 90% of most women would be dead if we caught them cheating. And if you flip that around, women would still, even if they could get away with it, most of them, because they decent and they want to love, they would still forgive us. Even if it was well within their rights to shoot you down dead, they probably still would forgive you. Think about that. If it was well within their rights to shoot you down dead, they probably still would forgive you. And that's the beauty of a woman. Through all her heartache, through all her pain, through all her stress, through all the dysfunctionality, through all the ups and downs, they still somehow find a way to forgive us. And sometimes we take that for granted. Sometimes we push them way too far and they still forgive us. Sometimes we push them, we pull them, we kick them, we do all type of stuff, drag them through the mud, drag through the gutter, drag them through all type of shit. They get up, brush the shit off of them, go wash their clothes, and come back and say, baby, are you hungry? Did you eat yet? Woo. They just are beautiful, amazing people, but sometimes, as they say, you can't see the forest for the trees because we take it for granted constantly, over and over, all the time. And that's what we do. And to just wrap it up and close it out, the question was asked, could we ever deal with the hurt and pain that we dish out to women? Could we deal with it the way they do? And the answer is a resounding hell no. We could not do it. Because deep down inside, most of us just can't handle conflict and turmoil anyway. So we just can't. We're not built as good as a woman is built. Period, point blank. And there's nothing nobody could say to make me feel otherwise. I know this through and through. I know this with all my heart. And I know ain't nothing as wonderful and beautiful and blissful as the love of a woman. That's the same reason why when it feels good to you and you know she got your back, that's why you're willing to do anything for her. That's why you're willing to kill anything for her. Because you know when it feels good, true, good love, it feels like unlike any other thing you've ever had before. That's how you know when it's good, when you going, damn, this don't feel like nothing I ever been through before. And just the thought of you not having her would make you want to go to war, or the thought of somebody hurting her or doing her wrong would definitely make you go to war. So no, we couldn't handle it. All right, I'm gonna leave it right there, people. Thank you for hanging out with your man Mario inside of the Random Select Podcast. Y'all know what it is. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk, and the podcast that lets you know that talk can be turned all the way up. One more segment, people, and we are out of here, and I will catch you guys after the break. All right, we're back in, people. We are getting ready to get up out of here. This is the last segment of the day. You're hanging out with your man Mario inside of the Random Select Podcast. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk, and the podcast that lets you know that talk can be turned all the way up. And as usual, I always tell you guys, thank you for hanging out with me. You could be anywhere else, but you choose to hang out with your man inside of the Random Select Podcast. And that does not go unnoticed. Don't forget, people, you can go to therandomselect.com where I'm getting the episodes up of the latest podcast. Hopefully this episode will be up this weekend before the weekend is out. That way you can go download it. But don't forget, we also everywhere that you can download podcasts and all of that. We out there in these digital streets, people. Everywhere that you choose to use your podcast media. If you like us, please like, subscribe, share, comment, DM, anywhere you feel you need to support us or you can support us, go ahead. And as I tell you guys sometimes, that the message may not be for you. Sometimes the message may be for somebody else. Don't be that type of person that just say, cause it ain't for you, I ain't gonna spread it, I ain't gonna support it, or I ain't gonna share the love. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things ain't for you, but that's okay. That is quite all right. It might be for somebody else. So, you never know who needs to hear something different or something uplifting. And I'm gonna need y'all to put that out there, all right? Share and make sure that everybody else know that you're trying to support the Random Select Podcast. All right, yeah, just straight like that. You know what I mean? What else? Just a real quick recap before we get up out of here. In the first part of the show, people, we just talked about the stuff that you allow is the stuff that will continue. Plain and simple, flat out. No, nothing else to say about that. You know what I mean? If you keep allowing people to hurt you, that hurt will continue. They will continue to hurt you. If you keep allowing yourself to be stuck in a dead-end job, not going back to school, not trying to further your education, or not applying for the promotions when they do come up, if you continue to if you allow yourself to do that, then that will continue. If you're trying to move and do something different, get out that current neighborhood or community you in, if you keep allowing yourself to stay there, then that's what will continue. And pretty much I just said, let's try something different, do something different. You know what I'm saying? Step outside your comfort zone, step outside your little comfort box, step outside your little comfort circle, and do something different. That's all. You know what I mean? In the second part of the show, I talked about quite a few things. I talked about how this that time of the year where you're lonely, and loneliness make you make bad decisions. This time of the year where I really truly miss my mom. We got so many fallen angels out there, so many fallen soldiers that God has decided to say that I need you back in the kingdom. But and loneliness truly make people make bad decisions. So I know you're lonely. I know you might feel a little seasonal depression, but try not to let your loneliness dictate you hanging out with that person you know ain't no good for you. Spending time with that person that you just know brings nothing of substance to your life. Try not to let your loneliness and your depression put you in situations that may potentially cost you time, money, energy, and effort for a situation or a person that was just not worth it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what we talked about. And in the last segment, I talked about suicide by husband. And what I mean by that, and I say this all in jest, please, people don't think I mean anything by it. I just say it in all a joking way, because in 2020, it's been such a crappy year. If we can't laugh, all of us will end up crying. You know what I mean? Because it's been that type of year. You know what I mean? And I just say it was suicide by husband because this guy brought a PlayStation 5, and they sold out everywhere. Getting a PlayStation 5 is pretty much like hitting the console lottery. He got his hands on one, but she had been complaining about he played video games, and she told him, you play too much. So he finally bought him one, cost $500. Then he told her it was an air purifier. A couple of weeks went by. She realized it was not an air purifier, and I guess when he went to work, when he went somewhere, she sold his damn PlayStation 5. And when he got home, if that was me, once I would have found out she sold my PlayStation 5, I would have gave her a fair shake. I would have just said, run. And if she let me catch her, and besides, it would have been murder. It would have been suicide by husband, because you had to know that I was going to F you up. You, at that point, once you decided to sell my PlayStation 5, you had decided inside your heart, your soul, your essence, your whole total being, that you were tired of living. So you came up with this grand scheme to make me kill you, which is not my fault. You came up with this plan. So it was suicide by husband. Like I said, I don't mean anything by it. Take it all in fun. Take it all and have a good chuckle with it. I don't condone violence against women or none of that stuff that people might try to paint the picture, because y'all that became so sensitive out there. Every fucking thing offends you guys. And if everything offends you, or if I offend you, I got one little tidbit advice for you right now. Simply turn me off. Move on to something else. Don't try to ruin my life because one moment here you disagree with me. Now, if it was something totally egregious or something with that, it was just, I'd say I condone strangling puppies in the pool or something like that. Okay, yeah, fine, I get it. But when somebody's making a joke, even though some jokes are in poor taste, you still got to keep in mind that it was a joke, especially if you know it was a joke. Just because the joke was a little off humor or not your type of humor, or it might just been just a bad, horrible joke from the get-go. A person shouldn't be persecuted because it was a joke. Yeah, that's pretty much what we talked about. And the show is getting ready to end, people. And I know I'm constantly thanking you guys. I know I'm constantly saying a lot of things, but I really do. Y'all give me a chance to get stuff off my chest. Y'all give me a chance to truly get some therapy. And I wish I could be that therapy for you guys. If you guys got something you want to talk about, or you got something that you feel like I should talk about, or you just want to come on the show to get some stuff off your chest, shoot me a DM. We can make something happen. I will make time for people. I will give you a chance to talk. I will give you a chance to promote a product. I will do whatever I have to do, because I have a voice. I have a vehicle. Thanks to Beat Break Radio and the Reach One Network and Sean Garvey, I have a platform to let some people say some things and get some things off your chest, because sometimes people just need somebody to talk to. Sometimes when we are here in this world, we just want to know we're not alone. We just want to feel like there's somebody out there. If not, we don't wish that they was going through what we going through, but we just want somebody to understand, truly understand. Not saying, oh, I feel your pain, or I'm so sorry for you. Somebody who truly, you can see in their eyes when they say I'm sorry for you, or they say I'm sorry to hear you go that, or see you go through that. You can look at them and know that they understand. Or sometimes you can look at people and know they truly understand, because they've been through what you're going through. They've been where you at. They've actually had to travel the road that you're traveling now, and they came out on the other side, and they just give you that confidence to make you think, so can you come out on the other side, you know? So we live in a world where everybody is all about, look at me now. You know, somebody get a little cash, they got to get all on social media, count their cash up. You know, somebody get a car, they got to get on, and they got to flex, and they got to stunt, and they got to do all these things, got to prove that they got swag and things like that. But whatever happened to that, to you know, do your dirt all by your lonely, you know, move in the shadows. The more people you got the less people you got in your business as I heard somebody say one time, the less people you got in your business, that's the less people that can testify against you. And that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So now all you guys out there and all you women, y'all leave these digital trails that the police don't even have to be good at doing their job anymore. All they have to be is just semi-average. All they have to do is be able to know how to point and click or touch a screen, because y'all leave the trails for them. Y'all do all the heavy lifting for them. So I just wish we can get back to the time where the only people that matter when it comes to what you feel like their opinion of you is just the people in your immediate inner circle. And when I ain't even talking about your boys or anything like that, I'm talking about your family. I'm talking about your mom, your dad, that you want to make proud, make them proud. We've become a society where we feel like we gotta try to show off to everybody, right? And then we get mad if just one person leave a negative comment and don't like what you're doing, or they criticize what you're doing. Then you want to snap and go off on them. You had to know in the world we live in this council culture, that not everybody is going to like what you're doing. Not everybody's going to agree with with how you go about things. I don't care if you had Mother Teresa on the left side of you and Jesus on the right side of you. You'll have somebody who leave a comment and say why Jesus can't be on the left side and Mother Teresa can't be on the right. People will complain about anything, but then here's the thing: because we live in a culture where people will complain about anything, you're one of the people who complain about anything, so you get mad because the people complaining, and because you don't have 100% approval rating on posts that you put up, and you want to snap and get mad. Where in the world can you get 100% of everybody cooperating and doing anything today? People like to disagree and go the opposite way just because it's disagreeing and going the opposite way. I don't care if you told 100 people the code word is the sky is blue. It'll be a few people who saying, why you got to give me the code word? Why I can't make up my own code word? And why the code word so hard? Is there, do everybody got the same code word? And better yet, why you tell her the code word before you tell me? What makes her better than me? So even on the basic level, if you break it all down to its very simplest compound, take all the complexities of it out, people still will bitch and gripe even on the simplest level. And that's what we've turned into. For real. You take the most complex situation and you break it down to choose left or right, and you give, it's two people there, and you give one person a chance to choose first with no rhyme or reason why you do. You just said, okay, Shirley, you go first over Tammy. Instead of worrying about what they're doing, where these paths lead, Tammy would be so petty to worry about why you chose Shirley first. And then no matter where they go, Shirley would be like, well, why I gotta go first? Why she can't go first? Now, those are the things that they worrying about, why who going first. They didn't ask, why am I here? They didn't ask, what would be the positive or the negative of going down each path. They didn't say, who are you or nothing. They just worried about somebody else might get chose for a reason other than them, or might be better than them. Why? And we always constantly worrying about the other person. Why is that? Why are we always worrying about why the other person got chose over me, or why the person got say this, or a person leave a comment, we say, well, nobody else ain't complaining. And that's what women like to say, man, my other boyfriend ain't complaining. Who's gonna complain about screwing you? Who? Y'all love to say that, but go back and ask the friends. Go back and ask the people that he confide in, and to see what he had to say about you. Most men, unless he just completely done with you, or just completely don't care about you, is not going to burn you with a certain type of fish grease, a certain type of fire. But you go ask his friends how he feel about you. Y'all love to say that my boyfriend ain't had no complaints. No. And the same token go for the men. We swear to God that we be laying it down for all type of women. We swear to God that we done had a leg shake. We done broke her back, put a hump on her neck. We swear to God her leg was, shake. She was calling her mama. We swear to God that we lay it down to every woman that we sleep with. And the truth of the matter is we don't. And the truth of the matter is you probably dissatisfied more women than you satisfied. And that's just the way it is, because some women, it's very hard to please. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is that we are so occupied or preoccupied with what other people think about us, what other people got to say about us. Somebody might get a leg up over us, that we spend so much time on that we don't actually spend time on actually putting the work in to try to get whatever leg up you think that person got on you. You don't have to worry about if another person got a leg up on you. You don't have to worry about why this person chose that person on you. You carve your own path. We spend so much time worrying about what the next man doing, looking over in the next man's journal, trying to see what he working with while he pissing, that you're pissing on your own shoes because you're too busy worrying about what that man doing. You too busy as a woman worrying about, what pocketbook that is she got, how she get it, how she get that man. If she could get him, surely I could get him, because you never say I can go out and get my own man. You women love to say that if he like her, oh baby, he'll damn sure love me, then you go out to her man. And all I'm just saying that ain't cool. Y'all stay safe up out there. We getting ready to get up out of here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another new episode of the Random Select Podcast. Y'all know what it is. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk, baby. It's the podcast that lets you know that talk can be turned up. And until the next time, baby, love yourselves and put on your damn mask. All right? I'm out.
Mayo!